What's up everyone, welcome to Kai's channel. Today we'll be continuing with our part 2 of reviewing Kyatto Ninden Teyandee, aka Samurai Pizza Cat. As you can see in front of you, we'll be reviewing the two teammates that Gyatto has. The one on the left, the female character in red, Pururun, and also on the right, the blue one, it's Sukasy. Since both of these has great similarity with the Gyatto that I reviewed previously, which you can refer to it if you haven't seen it, so I think it's only fair for me to do both of these in one single video instead of separating them one on each video of me having repeating a lot of the same thing. So the video will consist of the first part dedicated to Pururun and the second half of it to Sukasy. Alright, let's just start off with Pururun then. So starting with the box, we have a nice illustration done by Suzuki Noritaka. And just like the Gyatto, this one is a cover in front of the actual box. So here it is, the actual box inside. As you can see, it is very pink. Now you probably already noticed, just as I did, is that pink on the characters is very neon and very highlighted. I'm not sure if this is also true with the actual product, but it seems to be quite awkward from just the way it is. It's very different from the illustration that was on the cover of the box just now. So let's dig right into the actual figure and see if this is true. Coming right out of the box are these 4 layers of item. The first layer we have is the actual figure itself, the Pururun, right here on the right, as well as these interchangeable eyepieces and mouthpiece. Now you probably noticed already there's a noticeable difference between this and the Gyatto. The Gyatto has only 2 interchangeable eyes, including the one it's wearing, so a total of 3. While on this one, there's already 3 right here. That means there's actually 4 interchangeable eyes. So there's actually 1 more than the Gyatto. Here are the hands, which you see here. The flute, the iconic flute that she always used. And then the katana. And then you have the backpack. And then there's the katana's hinge right here. And then this heart shape, which is supposed to be a shooting hand according to the manual. So the second layer is the support unit bird, the Toritsukun. And the third layer is the extra armor, the power-up armor that when they combine with the Toritsukun. Now another thing I noticed already is that the chest piece, which Gyatto, as you remember, has 2 different pieces. One for when you're equipping onto the Toritsukun, and another one for you to actually wear it on the Gyatto. Whereas here, you only see one of it. Now this is going to be interesting to see how they're going to put the horn onto the chest piece when it's put onto the Toritsukun. We'll find out later. Last and very not important is the base stand. Again, with the Gyatto, this is actually just plain white, and the stand is also white as well. And here you got the supporting stand for you to put onto the backpack when it's fully combined together with the main character. Now in this video, I'm going to completely skip over the stand, so if you really want to know the details about it, you can refer to the Gyatto video that I did, and you will know why I said it's completely useless. So here we have is Pururun. Now the coloring looks amazing, just like how I remember it in the anime. The red strikes you right off the bat. Looks really good. And then the waist on it is a dark red that makes it looks a little different. However, I must say that in terms of coloring, there's something that I really don't like, which is the pink on the helmet. Now the pink here on the helmet does look a little more red than it should be. If you compare it to the cover art, which you see right here, if you compare it to both, the pink on the actual product is weighted a little more towards the red tone than it is pink, which I would actually prefer more to be a lighter pink, just like the illustration. Then it will make the pink and the red contrast looks a lot better. However, it's still acceptable right now, but that's what I would prefer. Number 2, it's the mouthpiece. Now I'm not sure how well you can see it through the cameras with the lightings, but when I see it directly with my own eyes, it actually, the mouthpiece, it's more towards yellow, a very pale yellow than it is in actual skin color. Now what I would compare it with to is it's someone like they're suffering from a liver failure where the skin turns really yellow. That's what it looks like to me. So do you guys actually see it as bad as I do through the camera? Personally for me, this is the part that I can barely accept it. As for the movement, Overall, the movement is exactly the same with Yataro, with the exception of the leg. Where the knee is supposed to be, there's actually a joint in the knee section, allowing the knee to bend. So for this, you can actually put into a different kind of pose where the Yataro couldn't. Now that's a really good thing on this one. They've actually upgraded the leg part to movable. Also, similar to Yataro, you can take off the helmet and you can interchange the eye and the mouthpiece into different combinations. So like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, Pururun actually comes with 4 different sets of eyes and mouth. Now for the sake of convenience, I actually put them together. However, you can actually take apart the mouth and the eyepiece, separating them, and to make a combination amongst all the other pieces. So actually you would have 16 different combos that you can play around with. So do you guys see the neon yellow color on the face that I mentioned earlier in the video? Is this acceptable? Let me know what you guys think. Moving on are the weapons. Pururun uses 3 different types of weapon. The heart-shaped shuriken, the flute, and the katana. It's called the Mito Kira Kira. And there's the scalpel with it. Also, there's a hinge on it that you can mount onto the main body itself, just like the Yataro. Now the katana is actually colored quite nicely. You got the blades in silver, as well as on the handle there's actually a heart-shaped design on the tip of the handle, which looks really nice. Here is the supporting unit, Toritsu-kun. For the sake of time, I've already assembled all the armor piece onto the bird. The overall structure is almost exactly the same as the one you've seen with the Yataro, with the exception of the wings and also the head design. Now the wings is a little shorter, it's more feminine with the pink, and also it's the round shaped wings. Also on the head, you got this feminine bird design, and the mouth actually still opens, except the eyes on this one cannot be moved. But other than that, it's roughly the same with the Yataros. However, one thing I do notice and is very impressed with is the chest piece, how the horn is connected to the chest piece and the chest piece connected to the bird. Now how this is done is that all these 3 parts are now held by magnets. This is actually a really great upgrade since the last one. Instead of we have 2 different kind of chest piece for you to put the horns onto, now it's just one as a single piece, which is really great, honestly. And it's really brilliant idea to use magnet. So that's definitely a great design on that. Here it is, Pururun with the supporting bird combined it all together. The way to put the armors together is exactly the same as the Yataros. However, the chest piece in the Yataros one, it's actually connected by joint parts. As for this one, it is by magnet. So you can easily just put it near it and then it will connect by magnets. So that's a great improvement on that part. As for the mobility, after putting on the armors, there's actually a lot of movements that's limited. For example, the arms, as you can see right now, that's as high as it can go horizontally. And moving it forward, it's actually gonna bump into the shoulder, so the shoulder actually creates quite an inconvenience when you're posting, despite how cool it looks right now. Not only that, with the same issue as the Yataro, the supporting bird unit is quite heavy, so the main body can't support its weight. We have a supporting part at the bottom of the support unit birds, so that it can support its weight while displaying like this. But aside from that, basically Pururun, you can put the swords, the katana, and the flute on together without taking them away, and you can still combine all the armors together. So you basically don't have much part that's left. Having said that, there is actually one part that you have to replace in order to display it like this. And that is the backpack, the small backpack on Pururun. As you can see here, there's actually 2 different parts. So just when I thought that they have solved the chest piece issue and I don't have any extra piece to worry about, there I have an extra piece right here that I have to figure out where to put, and that's a shame. Now we have the final last piece where I'm gonna put on the visor, and here we go. The visor is on. Now this visor actually has a upgrade compared to the Yataros, which is very unnoticeable if I didn't tell you. Now if you look closely into the eyes, underneath the green transparent layer, there's actually a metallic color, a metallic silver underneath it. The Yataros one actually doesn't have that silver layer, whereas this one, it covers that, which is really good. So here we have is the final character, the 3rd one in the team, Sukasy. Now out of the three, I used to like this character the most because the coloring is blue and I liked it blue when I was a kid. Although I still like it, it's my second favorite color. So just like the other two, the packaging is covered by a really awesome looking illustration. And underneath that, it's the actual box with the actual product displayed. Alright, let's check out what's inside. So here are the 4 layers, just like the other ones. Here's the main body, and then you have the different eyes and the different mouthpiece. Just like Pururun, you got 4 of these, including the one that it's on the face. So just one more than the Yataros. You have the different arms. You got the iconic umbrella and the weapons as well. Second layer is always the bird. This one has a cool looking wing. Third layer is the armor. Unlike the other ones, you got the open umbrella right here, which I'm going to check it out and see how it puts together. But aside from that, I think this one also is going to be using magnets because I don't see any other chest piece for the replacement. And last is the useless space stand. Let's take them out. So for Sukasy, right off the bat, you can notice that it's actually taller than the rest of the two. And this is bring no surprise to me at all, being that in the anime, he is the tallest out of the entire team. So they actually made the proportion quite accurate to the anime, and that's a thumbs up to them. As for the colors, it's overall with dark blue, and the remaining parts is the light blue. Now this light blue hits exactly what I was talking about Pururun. Here we have the light blue contrasting quite drastically between the light blue and also the dark blue as the base. Whereas Pururun, it tends to wade into the red too much so that the contrast doesn't stick out as much. Here they did it perfectly, and I love the contrast of this one. And just like the other two, they have different facial features, and here they are. So here are the 4 faces that you can change to. Again, the eyes and the mouth can be separated, so you can actually mix them all together into 16 different combinations up to your preference. As for the movements, it's the same as Pururun, where most of the body joints can be moved as well as the knee section can also move. So definitely they have improved that for both Pururun and also for Sukasy. Well, very unfortunate for Yataro that it cannot move, but what can we do? So here we have are the weapons and accessories that the Sukasy has in this package. First you have is the katana. The katana is called Koto Pika Pika. And then you have the top of the umbrella, which also acts as a scalpel for the katana. And then the other one, it's the holder for the umbrella. So you can actually put all these 3 pieces together into one single item, which is pretty neat. And then you have the open umbrella for posing. And then last but not least, you have this little guy here. In the instruction manual, they said it's shuriken. But as I remember, isn't this a kunai? So guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Alright, and then let's put them on to Sukasy. So the open umbrella is actually fully plastic. That's why you see it's opened up all the way when I unboxed it. And as for the closed umbrella at the back, it's actually loosely placed into the holder, the blue holder. So there's actually no lock or mechanism that locks it in place. It's just slide it in there and that's it. So here is Sukasy's Toritsu-kun, the supporting unit bird. Again, very similar to the rest of them, but I like how that each and every single one of them, it's almost the same but yet different on its own. For example, the head and the wings are all different. Each and every one has their own uniqueness on them. Very accurate to the anime, which I really love. Although I must say that there's something does bother me. As you can see right now, the horns on the chest piece right now, it covers the face of the bird very awkwardly. And this happened also to Pururun as well, but her horns is not that big so that it doesn't bother me as much as this one does. Now I fully understand that this is because of the proportion of when you put the armors onto the main body, then it will look correctly. However, it does look really awkward on the bird itself, just like you're seeing right now. It covers most of the face. So here it is with all the armors up together. Just like Pururun, the chest piece and the horn, it's attached by magnets. So that's also an upgrade from Yataro. I also noticed that the feet armor here is actually a face of a bird. In this case, it looks like a crow. And I also checked the other 2 characters to see if this is the case. Pururun doesn't have that, but Gyatto has similar face looking bird as the feet armor. That looks pretty cool. I never actually noticed that either in the anime or on Gyatto when I was reviewing it until I do this one. As for mobility wise, even with the armor, it doesn't actually limit too much of the mobility for Sukasy, unlike the other two. So this is actually pretty good. And just like the other two, the bird is also heavy. You still have to use the supporting parts to support its weight. But other than that, it's actually pretty good, if not the best out of all three. Alright, let's move on to the final piece and put the visor on. So here it is with the robotic visor. Again, similar to Pururun, underneath the transparent eyepieces, there's actually a silver plate underneath it, so you don't see through the eyepiece into the head. Now so far from what I can see right now, out of all three pieces, this is ranked as one of the best. Not only is the coloring, it's great with the contrast of the dark blue and the light blue, but also the mobility with able to move the knee section as well as the other parts, that's better than Gyatto and also better than Pururun. Even with the armor, the thigh armor, it's placed on the thigh, unlike Pururun, it's placed on the waist. So this doesn't limit on the movement of leg, unlike Pururun. So that's also great on that. Shoulder piece wise, again, very different from Pururun. The arms can move just about the same as it is without the armor. So that's also great. But there are also flaws as well, which is the bird again, and you need the supporting parts to support it. But aside from this piece is really great. So in conclusion, both of them has improved the parts from the Gyatto. The chest piece and also the horns is now magnetic, making it easier to put on the bird and also to put on the main body. And you don't have to have another piece to replace it with. Not only that, the legs on the main body now can bend on the knee, making it a lot easier to make poses instead of a very stiff and dull pose like the Gyatto does. So both of these has their improvement from that. But between the two, the Pururun and also the Sukasy here, I must say that Pururun has some points that's lacking, which is the coloring on the pink as well as the face coloring. That makes the whole experience just not up to my standard. However, Sukasy on the other hand actually meets everything that I was hoping for, no matter in terms of color, mobility, as well as the overall feel to it. So to recap, Pururun ranked it only average. Sukasy on the other hand, it's ranked really high, really recommended. So that's it for today's review of Pururun and Sukasy from the Kyatto Ninden Teyandee, aka Samurai Pizza Cat. Hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did when reviewing this. These are like childhood memory that I just very excited to do it, and to see them in front of me in action is just fulfills my childhood dream. Yes, there are points that it's not up to my standard, but to be able to see it live in front of your eyes, that's something that's just unimaginable. So for you guys that like the animes just as much as I did, be sure to check these out. So again, hope you guys enjoyed this. Give it a like if you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more video. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.